ẹ̀yin ọmọ nàìjíríà ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ ṣe lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
Nigeria ka ime kwano yanzu.
Mutane na Najeriya mu yi shi kuma yanzu.
Sabi sabi, leg over, it's a go. We do am for 2013, do am for 1980.
Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Olamide, and welcome back to Sports Circles. I'm here with you, Mr. Tosin, giving you the latest updates in the Premier League as well as our Afcon special. How are you doing, Tosin? How are you doing today, man?
I'm super excited, man. I couldn't wait to just come on this show alongside you, man. What about you?
I'm doing very well. I think the Afcon has given me a year's worth of joy and adrenaline. You know, I'm super pumped.
Yeah.
So this week we are going to go through the Premier League fixtures last weekend, as well as the thrilling in Nigeria's qualification into the Afcon Finals, as well as Cote d'Ivoire's miraculous entrance into the finals. But before I continue, I would like to say, I said so. I predicted it. Arsenal beat Liverpool by 3-1. A perfect scoreline predicted by me. That was one of the biggest games of the season, and it went the way it was supposed to go. Yeah, deserved winners.
That was unexpected for my own end. I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, I know, man. But don't worry, it's hope that kills you as an Arsenal fan, and we keep hoping, you know. So we are apart from Arsenal, but we are still going to come back to Arsenal. Let's still go back to the other fixtures. We had some pretty good fixtures last weekend, and before we continue, last game week, in total, every team in the Premier League competed, and they had highest ever number of goals recorded in a Premier League match week. So that's a great record because a lot of goals were scored during the week. We had Everton draw Tottenham by 2-2. Brighton beat Crystal Palace 4-1. Burnley draw Fulham. Newcastle draw Luton Town, which is one of the highlights of this week. That was a thrilling match. Thrilling match. We had Sheffield lose 2-0. We had Wolves beat Chelsea. Okay, and we had Manchester United win by 3-0, and again Arsenal win by 3-1 at the Emirates Stadium. How was the match week for you, man? How was it on your end? How did you see it?
I think, to be honest, for my fantasy on the fantasy end, it was kind of great, and just as you said, you predicted the Arsenal game. It was a game of surprise for me. It was shocking, especially with the mistakes and the errors from the Liverpool's end, and also I think the Newcastle and the Luton game should be probably the game of the week, with 4 goals coming from both sides. Kieran Trippier scoring alongside Elijah Adebayo. I just think it's what we've been longing to see, with the break that came on during the FA Cup and the Afcon and the Asian Cup running. We didn't see Premier League for a while, and now it's like it's come at the right time for us to watch one of our best players playing in the best way they can. And as you said again, Wolves beat Chelsea. Shocking, absolutely shocking. Will Pochettino stay? We don't know yet, but we'll still see if that would happen or it wouldn't. So how has it been for you as well?
Wow, it's been tough. It's been very tough. I totally agree with you. The Chelsea game, I saw it coming. I saw it coming. You know, Cole Palmer, I did the celebration and I thought he had won the game. But, you know, the Wolves became the king of the jungle at Stamford Bridge, and they successfully beat them at their own stadium. Matheus Cunha. And we need to talk about the revival of that guy in the Premier League. Last season was a very on and off start for him from Atletico Madrid, but it feels like he's finding his feet in the Premier League. away from Chelsea. What about the Manchester United win? We saw a lot of good goals from Rasmus Højlund, the new guitarist in Manchester. So, what did you make of that game?
It was absolutely beautiful, if from a neutral point of view, and I think again, United are showing that if they've got the squad depth, and when they've got the right players in the squad, right players starting from the back to the front line, they can beat any team, and that showed in the game against West Ham. Yeah, West Ham were in the game a bit, but again, I think it shows West Ham has struggled, at some point in time when facing these big sides. And I just have to give a lot of credit to Ten Hag again, coming up with the goods. Garnacho, beautiful goals, and Højlund, as you said, and that man looks like he's going to be a big star soon in the Premier League.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't know. I think Ten Hag is better off coaching young talents than the usual ready-made stars we see at Manchester United. But let's see how far it goes. Another team we need to talk about is Aston Villa, pushing five goals during the week. I think we had 2 early goals in the first half, which was very, very crazy. I think even though I don't feel they are still title contenders, I still feel they are good to go to the Champions League next season if all goes to plan. I feel we could see another Newcastle of last season in Aston Villa. What do you make of that team?
Aston Villa looks like a credible team, honestly, because looking at what Emery has built from last season when Steven Gerrard was there, then he left, and Emery was coming, I think, from Villarreal. It was kind of surprising because it looks like he wouldn't be able to keep this team alive, and they've just changed everything. And just as you compared them in the last episode to, I think you compared the team to, was it Ivory Coast now, or was it DR Congo? They look like a very formidable team. They play the 4-4-2 formation, which is very tight in the midfield, and they've got Oli Watkins. He's just bagging in goals, and I was super impressed with the 5-0 performance against Sheffield. It just shows that they can go toe to toe to any team in the Premier League, no matter where they are playing, either home or away. And talking about the Champions League qualification, we did do it. To me, it looks like a big question, which will be answered week in, week out. But as it is now, they look like they stand a chance to surely be in the Champions League next season. But we'll see as time goes on.
Yeah. I do understand where you're coming from. I understand your points. Okay, we've talked about the fixtures this week, and once again, Arsenal won 3-1. I'll keep pressing that into your ears, my people. Arsenal won by 3-1, and your fantasy, how is your fantasy looking like for the next game week? We have Manchester City taking on Everton, Fulham taking Bournemouth, Liverpool taking on Burnley. That looks like I think I need 3 Liverpool players in my team. I have Luton Town facing Sheffield United, Elijah Adebayo, Tottenham facing Brighton. Son should be back, so I don't know if he was going to start in that game, but he should be back. We have Wolves taking on Brentford, Nottingham Forest taking on Newcastle United. That should be a tight game. I think the game of the week is Aston Villa versus Manchester United. So I think that's the game of the week.
Yeah,
that's the game of the week. Yeah. So I want you listeners to drop your predictions in the comment section. What do you think is the final scoreline between Aston Villa versus Manchester United? Yeah. So Arsenal also play West Ham away, and I think we should win that game as we successfully close the gap up front. So we've talked about the Premier League last week, and we talked about this week. Let's go to the big one. The Afcon. Afcon are your mates.
Absolutely not. with the actions we saw, I think it's absolutely incredible. And just as you said, it's proven to be like an huge contender to the likes of competitions like the Euros or the Conbel or the Copa America, as they say. I think Afcon is truly showing this is playing football. You don't predict that a team will just get a win and just based on rankings or based on former performances. Everyone plays or gives their all on the field, basically.
Yeah. Top response. And we just had to have the drama. Nigeria was always going to win. We just had to have the drama. We had 2-0 at some point before the goal was ruled out for the foul on the South African player, but we had it all covered. What about the performance of Stanley Nwabali? Nwabali. What do you think of him?
The big man. That guy looks like he's been waiting. He's just been waiting for that one opportunity to prove himself out there. And I think it just shows Nigeria can still be a top team. Nigeria can still be number one in Africa, and that showed through the goalkeeper. Obviously, I think right now, let's be honest. Looking at the likes of Andrew Onana or Yohan Bono of Morocco, I think if you were to compare goalkeepers in Afcon or in Africa right now, it's got to be this guy Nwabali, and he showed his quality obviously against Ronan Williams of South Africa in the penalty shootout. So, as he said, Afcon no be anybody mate, my guy.
Afcon no be your mate too. When Bono and all those other goalkeepers they are successfully home now. They're successfully home, but we have to talk about the South African team. Definitely, I rated them very highly because they have most of their players. They are back four, or most of them are from the same team. I mean, Mamelodi Sundowns in South Africa. But Nwabali is not eating the hands that are feeding him. He plays for a South African team. Will he be able to go home? We see how that goes. So we have Nigeria versus Cote d'Ivoire for the finals, and we have
just as I predicted.
We have DR Congo versus South Africa for the third place, but we don't care about that. The same way we don't care about the second person that went to the moon. So we have Nigeria versus Cote d'Ivoire. So you don't need to ask me who I'm rooting for. It's Nigeria now.
Absolutely. Nigeria. Yes.
Yeah, but I think the Nigerian team has been riding on some luck. We need to get a proper game plan. Players like Alexi Wobi was completely cut out in the last game. We need to find a way to properly balance the midfield and not put too much pressure on the defense. No matter how great your defense is, if the pressure is on too much, you are going to concede. And the way Cote d'Ivoire play their game, they score in times where there is nothing you can do. You can't bounce back. You can't come back. Look at the last time, this extra time of the extra time, 120 plus 2 minutes, they scored a winning goal to get to the semi-finals. So you can't do anything about it. So Nigeria has to be very practical. I trust the coach to be able to pull us through. I think we'll be good to go for to this final. I think we are bringing it home. Nwabali, player of the season. I'll be player of the tournament for me. I don't even Lookman has his flowers, but I think for me, Nwabali, keeper and player of the tournament. I want you guys to drop your suggestions on the comment section. Who do you think wins this year's Afcon? Who is your player of the tournament? So what do you have? What are your predictions, Jose? Who is your player of the tournament?
It's kind of difficult, but then just as you said, supporting Nigeria all the way to take it. I would like to choose the Nwabali, but then I'm looking at Victor Osimhen. This guy has been everywhere for Nigeria from the first game even till the last one against South Africa, even though he was subbed off. I think I might have to go with Victor Osimhen, to be honest. But again, I think Wambali might just come a bit as a second player of the tournament for me. Looking at the stats and the efforts Victor Osimhen has put in for the team in general, ahead of his own desires or passion, basically.
Okay. Well, a lot of people argue with that point. Osimhen, I think he has 2 goals in this tournament. I feel a lot of people feel he's underperforming at this year's Afcon. But we are used to the fact that goals and assists are what we look at, not necessarily your performance, your duels. We all want the goals and the assists, but I won't argue Osimhen has been tough for this Nigerian team, keeping the pressure up front for the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
yes.
Nigeria for Afcon. South Africa, we are going to have to use your channels to watch Nigeria win the cup. So Nigeria, no for my hand, I beg. I don't make mouth.
Yes, sir.
My hand, I beg.
Yes.
So
sir.
yeah. So you all enjoy the podcast. Enjoy the finals on Sunday. And Tosin, it's been nice doing this with you this day. I hope you also have a good watch on the final on Sunday, and we come back and talk about Nigeria winning the Afcon.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun, as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just 2 hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top.
Edition of this fantastic show, giving you the best of beats when it comes to football. And if you've just witnessed the Afcon Final, I'm sure you might be in the best of your moods, except you're a Nigerian fan. How you doing, Olamide, man?
Man, good. They chop my eye. They chop my eye. They chop my eye. But we are here. Person just chop Amala finish. And it's a Nigerian. But it's all good.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Just as I said, if you're a Nigerian fan, I guess you'll not be in the best of moods right now. Just to give you a brief summary about that game, Nigeria scored first in the first half with only their shot on target through to Kong before that man, KCA, he scored through a corner kick. And Sebastian Ola, who came back from, what a story for him. He came back from a cancer disease, and he came to score a winner against Nigeria right there. Do you have anything to say briefly before we go in details, Olamide?
Number one. I don't even know. See, Nigeria, we want to win, but I feel Nigeria didn't play. Generally, we didn't play enough to win the title. But no worry, we only came here to beat South Africa and laugh at Ghana. We did not come here to win Afcon. We just came here to cruise, and we've done the deed. The trophy is not even fine. It's not even fine. Trophy is not fine.
Yeah, man. I think that's how every Nigerian fan feels out there, even including me myself. But going into details in the game right now, and I was seeing the stats for Nigeria. In the first half, they were leading 1-0, and when Nigeria scores first, we know the story behind it. They scored first against Ivory Coast in the second group game. They scored first against Guinea-Bissau. They scored first against Cameroon. They scored first against South Africa. They scored first against Angola, and all these games all went to their way. And I think we thought that this was going to be our game as usual. We thought that this was going to be another kudos and credit given to Joseph Pissarro, the coach of Nigeria. I think if you look at the game, especially if you look at it from a standpoint of Ivory Coast performances, starting from the round of 16 against Senegal, I think we've always seen that they've played on the flanks. Or what do you think, Olamide?
Well, I think they made their decision right by sacking their coach, and the assistant coach, I think, has shown that the coach was the issue, and now they have won Afcon. They played to win. They were die hard. They played to the end. They never give up, and that's the mentality. You need to win cup games. These are not games that you go 35 games to 38 games before you win the cup. These are games that you win in whatever way you can. So that is exactly what Ivory Coast did, and they got the job done. So no matter how dirty, no matter how late the goals come, they were able to do it at the end, and that's all that matters.
Just as I was saying, I think I was looking at Adingra, Simon Adingra. He plays for Brighton of Albion, and I was looking at the other side. Yeah, absolutely. And the other guy, I think, Grande. And I was seeing the fullbacks for Nigeria, Sanusi and Olaino. And I think the problem for me was Pissarro in the first half should have sensed this bit of a threat from Adingra, especially. He took a shot in the first half again, which Nwabali comfortably saved. But I think that showed that likes of Olaino and Zaidu Sanusi were getting tired. And he could have brought on replacement players. And we also saw up front for Nigeria, they were so lackluster today. Osimhen didn't even, I don't think he even had a shot in the game. Chukwueze was nothing to write home about. Lookman was taken off as well. So I just think it was a Nigeria day overall. But can we say with this performance that their performance overall in the tournament has just been a fluke, or was it just today for them? Olamide?
Yeah, I think we didn't in our group. We were lucky to face let me say average teams during the in our group stage. I think we say the average team. There are no average teams in this year's Afcon, but let's still say average teams. The only game where I think we really played very well was the South Africa game. I think we used to call it here Alhamdulillah football. They just is kick and follow football. So I see no particular game plan. But the only good thing I see from Pissarro is the defense. The defense was able to absorb the pressure we were facing throughout those run of games. And now when we face a proper team, the defense showed that no matter how good your defense is, when the pressure is mounting, they will definitely give in. So I think if we are being sincere with ourselves, Nigeria didn't play the best football this Afcon. We rode on our luck, and it got exhausted at the final. So yeah, that's my view of Nigeria's performance this Afcon. But the only positive was the defense. I would say the defense was solid. That's what I can say.
That's really great details given there. And to be honest, coming from the point of view, just as you said, I would like to just agree with you, because to be honest, coming into the Afcon, there were talks about who is going to be the first Nigerian goalkeeper, with Francis Uzoho, who was the second goalkeeper throughout the tournament, having a lot of issues in lack of confidence. And Nwabali came in, and the likes of Semi Ajayi, even to second Calvin Bassey for Fulham as well. So as you said, Pissarro did a lot in terms of the defense, and we would just like to switch sides now to the Afcon team right now, the Afcon winners, Ivory Coast. His name is Emre Fass, the interim coach for Ivory Coast, and it looks like he's just had one of the best times of his career, either as a footballer, as a coach. He was a former footballer as well. And do you think this sums up Ivory Coast history, because coming from the group games, they were not good. So just as you said, as you mentioned about the coach taking the coach off, sacking him just before the round of 16 games. Do you think the players didn't want to play under the former coach, or what changed?
Well, I feel the mentality, sacking the coach at that time of the tournament means you have to prove that every decision you made at that time was correct. So the interim manager did a good job under pressure to make sure that the teams was all right up and set ready to go for all stages of this year's Afcon, and finally get them to win it. So it depends on how much your players are aligning with your ideas, how you want them to play. So all this matters, and now that they sacked him, they have to prove that decision was right, and they did that fantastic, very, very, very well for their coach.
Yeah. Absolutely made that man feel special. D-Day Drogba, we saw him celebrating rigorously when that second goal was scored by
my guy wanted to fall down. My guy wanted to fall. My guy wanted to fall.
Well, yeah, it was so joyous at that moment. We'll just be moving on a bit. We'll still stay within the Afcon reach, but we'll be talking about who should be the player of the tournament. And just before today, I and Olamide were discussing if Nigeria should win it, then it should be between Bali and Osimhen. And unfortunately enough, it seems none of those two might get it. So who is still your player of the tournament? Who is your pick, Olamide?
Okay. First of all, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah. Go on.
Can you hear me?
So you were saying, Olamide?
Okay, from your question, first, Ronwell Williams, the South African goalkeeper, was given the Golden Glove, meaning he was was awarded the best goalkeeper of the tournament. Nwabali did very well today. Has been doing very well. Then I think I'll go with the decision of Afcon. I'll go very well. I think Troost-Ekong did what he did when it mattered the most. The Nigeria's defense was the heart of everything that we did throughout this year's Afcon. He scored the goals that matter. He scored the opening goal for this Afcon final, which we could have easily be able to win if we had the right tactics and played the game like a final that it should be. So I think Troost-Ekong is my player of the tournament. But one more thing, I'll have to give praise to the Ivory Coast defender Kusunu. That guy was everywhere. Yeah, I don't know where the club he plays for, but that guy was spot on. We had some pretty good chances, and that guy did what he had to do to prevent. Sanusi had his chance. Some of the other attackers had their chance, but he nullified them all. So I think shout out to Kusunu for a very, very nice match. But my player of the tournament remains Troost-Ekong. Yeah.
Absolutely great. That man Kusunu, he got a red card against Mali, if I could remember, and it was such an unfortunate experience for him right there when he got a red card for Ivory Coast. And so you saying to second, I would like to tilt towards an Ivory Coast player, but then looking at Nigeria's performance throughout the Afcon, and again the defense considered only 3 goals. It was 4. The 2 goals considered against Ivory Coast made it 4. So yeah, I will still go with Troost-Ekong there. And lastly, just before we move towards the EPL fixtures of this weekend, I would just like to round off with this question. I know it's debatable. Ivory Coast are Afcon winners. Do they deserve to be in the top 3 rankings in CAF currently? Olamide, what do you think for Ivory Coast?
The what's their rank currently? Do we have what's rank they are?
They should they should be in the top 10. Yeah, when I last checked, they were in the top 10, obviously. But then, with this boost from coming from this win, I think they should do better. Yeah, they are ninth. Yeah, Cote d'Ivoire are ninth.
Well, it is debatable, but I feel after this year, the winning this year's Afcon, I feel they should definitely be in the top 3. So not second, not first, but third. Third is fine. Yeah, I think the FIFA points and all, I think they should be able to get third. Yeah.
I think I would like to disagree with you over there because if to be honest with you, Senegal stays is first, Morocco is second, Nigeria is third, the fourth is the likes of Egypt, Algeria, and Ivory Coast with the boost of the Afcon now surely should be among that. But I think top 3 is too much for me, coming from my own perspective. I think top 3 is too much for Ivory Coast because who are you supposed to take, or who are you supposed to subtract from the top 3 if you're talking about Senegal, Morocco, or Nigeria? Ivory Coast should be there, but I think the best spot they can be is probably the 4th or the 5th. They can be the top 5, but making the top 3 is kind of overrated. Looking at the performance at the World Cup, yeah, they worked their way up to the final, but you can also say they rided on some luck because they could have been disqualified after 3 games. They got only 3 points, were battered by Equatorial Guinea 4-0. So I also see some luck working for them throughout the AFCON. But then again, just as you said, they still played very well to be the African winners. And now we'll just be switching over to the Premier League. And
okay, so
yeah.
So before we switch over to Premier League, so now with our argument over, do you think Nigeria deserve to go a few places down in the rankings?
So for me, I think no. If I'm looking at that, Morocco lost, I think, was it the round of 16? Senegal lost in the round of 16. I'm not trying to say both teams should go down. Morocco ended up in the semi-finals of the World Cup, but that's 2022. Senegal were champions in 2021. So, and yeah, Senegal might have played some series of friendly games, played well, and still boosted their rankings. But I think with Nigeria's performance, it should be enough to keep them in the top 3 and not go down below that right now. Why for Ivory Coast? I just think the best position for them should still be probably around the top 5, above the likes of Egypt, Algeria, or Ghana, I think.
Well, as much as you have some validity in your points, Nigeria did play, like, the results are what do the talking at the end. So yeah, they may not really have any deduction of points, and they may remain in the ranking. But for Cote d'Ivoire, I still feel they should get to the top 3. Winning this year's Afcon with all the drama that happens, but we also have to understand that it's a long-term thing. It's not something that happens just when you win a tournament. It's something that happens long term.
Exactly.
So that's so I will agree with you on the ranking. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much right there. Then moving on to the Premier League features of the week. There's a lot to talk about, and I'm sure Olamide will have a lot to talk about. But starting from Saturday, we saw Manchester City beating Everton 2-0. Ellen Haaland with a double right there, and we saw Fulham also beating Bournemouth 3-1 with Rodrigo Muniz scoring a brace as well. Liverpool beating Burnley to go back up to the top in the Premier League 3-1. We saw Luton, surprisingly to me, being beaten by Sheffield away from home 3-1. We saw a dramatic late winner from Brennan Johnson in that game between Tottenham Hotspur and Brighton. We saw Wolves being beaten by Brentford 2-0, and we saw Nottingham Forest and Newcastle battling it out right there, with Newcastle getting the win nearly right there. So just before we go to the Sunday games, Olamide, which of the game on Saturday was your pick, and will you like to analyze a bit to our listeners out there?
Of all the games, I don't even know which one to pick. All of them were sweet, but I think I have to analyze that Man City game. What is wrong with Pep Guardiola? What is wrong with that man? What is his problem? Why not start De Bruyne now? He didn't want me to feast on my FPL. That's why he did that. I understand his moves, but that game, I feel I don't know how Man City fans even survive, because I feel there is no essence of watching football anymore. Like you don't keep. That guy is a machine. I feel he should do the same thing Jurgen Klopp has done. I think tactically they showed their how good they are against low blocks. Everton tried everything they could, but the tactical side, every player they have this quality, they have this depth, they have the tactics, they have the manager, they have the squad, they have everything, and they combine everything and make sure they got the win. They didn't have to play the best football, they didn't have to put on the best performance, but the top team is a top team and they got the job done. So my favorite match on that Saturday was the Man City game. Luton down did surprise me. It did surprise me, but it's what we expect from teams fighting relegation currently. Where every other game was something I actually did expect. So no more surprises there. Tottenham, Brighton, I actually did expect a draw. I didn't expect anyone to actually pull through, but I think the Man City game did this for me.
Right there. We'll be switching over to the title race and the top 4 race now, because it looks like it's gonna be tight up there for the European spots. But today we saw West Ham. This is more than something I can say. The Hammers were hammered at home.
I feel like Declan Rice. I feel like Declan Rice. Oh Lord.
Oh man, 6-0, man. That's overwhelming. That's disgraceful from my own end. As an Arsenal fan, how do you feel? This is more than we can take.
There is this West Ham account, West Ham Central on Twitter. When he saw the lineup, he said beatable. He said the team is beatable. Then first half we had 4-0.
Amazing.
Had 4-0. Trossard playing in that left center LCM role. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see this coming, but I think he played very, very well. As a player with very, very low center of gravity, he knows how to manipulate his body. He can move through the press. He can move his body as much as he wants. His ball striking, I feel clinically, in terms of ball striking, I think he's one of the best we have in the squad. And I think for 27 million, I feel we scammed Brighton. And thank you to whoever increased the money for Chelsea. Thank you for not bringing Mudryk. But we have if Trossard now has as many goals as Leb, for one of the Arsenal former players, one of the good players. He has as many goals as him now. So the game was all good. Declan Rice with the stunner. The stunner.
Absolutely beauty.
I just saw the ball flying. Yeah. I saw the ball flying. I was like, what is this? And I saw it was my 100 million. 100 million. Not Raisedu and cool. But the game was top, and Arteta finally showing that he's not Mr. Stubborn by finally removing Saka, bringing on. Then he showed West Ham that this is our time to shine. He brought on Nwaneri, brought Cedric that has not played in years, brought what is his name? El Neni. Just feast and enjoy the game. But the only thing that I didn't like was when the substitute came, there was a clear drop in quality. So I think it's something that's not need to still keep working on in chance. I understand we have a lot of injuries. We have Pablo Vieira injured. We have Thomas Partey injured. Juventus injured. Zinchenko, Jesus, Partey. That's a lot of injuries there. But we still need to work on our squad bits. Just to get Havertz today was I don't even understand. I barely saw him through the game, but he did. Top teams don't wait for their striker to always be available, and we just make sure we did the job. Saka 50 goals as a teenager, 100 plus goals and assists at 22. No, that's world class for me. That defines world class. So yeah, Arsenal did this for me.
Absolutely. That's an absolute detailed explanation for coming from your side. Talking about the other game that went down, as you said in the last episode, you said it was the game of the week, and yes, it delivered. Aston Villa were beaten again at home after a long streak of home games, a winning streak of home games where they beat the likes of Arsenal, the likes of Manchester City, and now they've lost 3 in a row. They lost to Manchester United.
Did you have to mention Arsenal? Did you have to mention Arsenal?
No. If you can do that to the likes of the Chelsea fans, I think I should be able to do. I should be able to spill one to your side as well, And I think it just tells of the EPL season overall. For Manchester United, with Oiland again getting another goal, five goals now in 5 games.
And 2 assists.
Absolutely, he's hot right now.
He's showing his money now, but he's still young talent. I don't think Manchester United can totally rely on him for every game, but I think he's showing his money. I think we need to ask Manchester United, what is the code? How do you keep beating Aston Villa? What is the format? We need to know, because I feel they still rode on some luck. Onana was spot on today, because the first half I feel Aston Villa could have easily scored 2-3 goals. Well, Onana had a good day today. So the game was the game of the week. That was the top game. Yeah.
Absolutely. And going out far to the EPL table now, just before we switch to fantasy, Liverpool lead with 54 points with 32 goal difference. Manchester City with 52 points, 31 goal difference, and a game in hand. Arsenal with complete games, 52 points and 31 goal difference. And Tottenham, Aston Villa, and Manchester United all lock down there from 4th to 6th. I know if I'm to ask you about the title race, you would obviously say Arsenal, but looking at it from another perspective, do you think Arsenal can really rival this Liverpool and Manchester City debate anytime, or can they really come between both teams ever?
Okay, before I answer that question, I would like to tell the listeners, number one, click that follow button off. Make sure follow, click the bell notification so you don't miss the podcast, any podcast session, and drop a comment on who do you think is winning this year's Premier League title. And you guys don't want to hear from me because I'll say Arsenal, but let's be sincere. It's between Liverpool and Man City. But Arsenal do have a very low probability of winning it. But let's see. We never know in the Premier League. But I still feel as long as that Baba Guardiola is staying in this league, I don't know. It's very, very difficult to win the league, because when they get into this rhythm, it's usually very hard to stop them. But yeah, let's see how the season goes. But make sure you drop your comments and let's see your predictions.
Thank you for that. If you're listening anywhere from the world, is it Nigeria? Is it Africa? Is it Europe? Is it the United Kingdom? Please kindly follow for latest updates right there. And just as I was saying, Liverpool, Manchester City, they've always looked like the dominant force, as always. And so how was your fantasy this week, by the way?
Fantasy no show no Jerry. Do me well. But I feel like I captained the wrong person. I felt Guardiola was going to play De Bruyne. I captained De Bruyne and he only had 4 points. I had 8 points. Saka had the top game. I think he had 15 points. I think I should have captained him. But overall, it wasn't that bad. I think I had 60 points for this week's FPL. So I'd like you guys to drop your FPL points for this for the week, and let's give you a shout out. So let's see the future manager, the future Artetas and the clubs. Tosin, how was your FPL?
My FPL wasn't so great as well, but I totaled 73 points. And Palma still has a game to play. Onana was there. He almost kept a clean sheet for me. Saliba delivered with 12 points. Saka with 15 points. I captained Ellen Haaland, and he delivered with 26 points for me. And so
I agree to boss.
So it wasn't really a bad week for me, to be honest. Man, it's been an awesome a big opportunity doing this podcast with you again and again. It's having one of the best times talking with an experienced and a professional Arsenal supporter on this podcast again.
Amazing.
Man, thank you, Olamide. I hope you sleep well this night, especially with that Nigerian performance.
You don't have to remind me now.
No. With this is what we do for our brother, Nigerian blood, you know. Man,
they know if banter was finished. They only have to want till tomorrow. Sorry, till today. After that, if you continue the banter, you can't banter Nigeria. You don't stand a chance. But don't worry,
exactly. We'll be back. We'll be fine. Absolutely. And huge condolences goes to every Chelsea fan out there who is also a Nigerian. I tell you, they are going through a lot. Hug them, brothers. Hug them. They've got a game to play today against Crystal Palace. And so that would be.
They keep watching everybody's match and seeing them win because they know their team might lose. But it's all good. But you need to share the winning feeling. It's all good. You guys have a very good week, and we see you later. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining again. Thank you for joining Sports Cycles, and we'll keep delivering latest football updates, latest football news, and hottest debates and arguments when it comes to everything sports, the Premier League. And don't forget, Champions League is back this weekend, and I tell you, happy Valentine in advance as well. Thank you for this time again. Bye.
Thank you, man. Yeah.